In this movie, I want to explore how we can back up our Unity project, how we can collect together all the files in that project and send it to somebody else so they could take those files and open up our project in their version of Unity. I also want to look at how we can locate the project folder on the hard drive so we can take a look at all the assets that are a part of our project. So right now I've got the Unity editor open and I have the monkey scene.unity scene open here, which is this scene here you can see in the project panel. Now alongside this scene we have some other scenes that we have saved previously, along with a robot character that has been imported, as well as a monkey mesh and some standard assets that have been imported from the standard asset packages. Now all of these files are a part of the project. That is why they appear inside the project panel, and this complete project is contained inside a folder on our local computer. Now the actual folder will vary depending on whether you're using Windows or whether you're using Mac, but the same way for locating that folder is pretty much consistent across Unity whether you're working across Windows or Mac. So to find the project folder on your computer, you just need to hover your mouse over the project panel here. So I'm just hovering this over the background. And then you just want to right click, and from the menu, by scrolling down, you'll see the second option down. Now on Windows this will say Show in Finder, or rather on Windows it will say Show in Explorer, and on a Mac it will say Reveal in Finder. Now when you select that option, it will display the asset folder. So this refers to all the contents of our Unity project. If we wanted to back up our project or to send our project to somebody else, we would simply need to select all of these folders here and compress them into a single zip file that we could send to somebody else, and that person could extract the contents of that zip file, that compressed file, and then load back our project simply from these zipped files here. So these 4 files are contained within the content creation parent folder, and these represent the entirety of our Unity project. If I expand, for example, the assets folder, by expanding the assets folder here, you will see inside the Finder window that actually this folder, the asset folder, in fact I'm going to double click that just to kind of view the asset folder. It is exactly the same as the folder that you can see here inside the project panel. So it includes all of the files included there. Notice that it also contains some additional files that we don't see in the project panel. We don't see, for example, the robotkyle.meta file, and again all the files that end in .meta, we don't see them inside the project panel. So the actual folder on the hard drive contains all of these files that you see in the project panel, plus some additional metadata that Unity uses to figure out the settings for the files and how they are set up. In general, we never ever want to come into these folders here inside Finder or Explorer and tweak the files here at this level. Instead, if you need to add files, move them around, rename them or delete them, you'll always want to do that from the project panel and never from Windows Explorer or from Mac Finder. If you change the files at this level, it is possible that you could corrupt some of your asset data for your Unity project and render the project invalid, or at least break some of the connectivity between objects in your project. So generally you never ever want to access the project at the folder or the Explorer or the Finder level. You never want to edit it there. Instead, if you make all your changes inside the project panel, your file changes will be safe. The only time that you should ever need to reveal this project folder inside Finder or Explorer is when you want to make a backup of your files by simply selecting them and copying them to a different destination. So that, in short, is how we can use the Unity editor to access the project folder on our computer.